It is 1 p.m. in the studios of UBC TV. Hello there and welcome from me, Rukidi Edward Kijanangoma, to lunchtime news here. And we're coming to you live online and on air from Broadcast House here on Nile Avenue. We begin this bulletin in Tororo, where Tororo Cement has taken over the rehabilitation of one of the most dilapidated primary schools in the district that is being affected. Now, the school produced many vibrant leaders, including the government chief whip. Local leaders believe the rehabilitation of the school will reduce absenteeism, dropout, and increase enrollment. We have more in this story.
This rural primary school with the wiring structures has produced many, including the government chief whip.
I did not even study in term 1 and term 2. I only came in term 3, but passed to P2. And from P2, I was elected to be a captain for the class. My leadership journey starts with Apami Primary School.
With the intervention of Tororo Cement, the damaged floors and falling walls will soon be restored.
The owner of Tororo Cement and Tororo Cement, we are very allergic to people who want to move things from one end to another end without permission. We have arrived and we have assured the people of this area that the school and the church is going to be done.
We are doing new flooring, we are plastering inside and outside, we are doing a new roofing, we remove old roof, then we put a ring beam, we put a new roofing, we are painting and doors and windows.
The time I studied here in 1987 for 3 years, all structures had grass, including the church where I was baptized. I am happy that the children who will study under the refurbished Apami will have the opportunity to go through an environment where they can learn, such that in future more of the obuas can be produced by Apami Primary School.
Looking at the current state of the school, one wonders whether it can compete with other urban schools.
Apami, the school is shining, why not to join us?
In the last PLE results, 20 pupils out of 37 who sat for PLE failed completely, with the best attaining 17 aggregate.
There are certain things which we need to do as teachers, displaying the charts on the wall. But how can you make it? The doors are open. The learning aids may not be saved when you display on the wall.
Out of many schools that we have, which are also in the same state, at least this one has been picked. As a Leptong district, we are now saying from this term onwards, no child will be sent away from school because of these other payments.
Charles Okeldi, a teacher, believes this facelift will reduce absenteeism and increase the school enrollment, which had dropped to 300. He says during the 6-month rehabilitation period, learners will use these 2 tents, which were donated to the school by UNICEF.
Let's sing about our future.
Eddie Olua, UBC News.
We are the children of today. Let's shine everywhere.
To Karamoja now, where 6 Turkana Kenyan nationals who were arrested during the cordon and search operations in different parts of Karamoja sub-region have been handed over to the Kenyan authorities at the 3rd Division headquarters in Moruto district. The suspects were arrested together with 8 Karimojong who were in possession of 4 guns between the 20th and 26th of February 2023. The Ugandan delegation was led by the Deputy 3rd Division Commander, Brigadier General Felix Busizori, while the delegation from Kenya was led by Turkana County Secretary and Head of Public Service, Peter Eripete.
Since the start of Operation Usalama Kwawote in July 2021, many Turkana patrollees have been arrested alongside Karamojong warriors for illegal possession of firearms and participating in cattle rustling. Some were court-martialed, sentenced, and they are serving their punishments in Ugandan prisons. In February, the Kenyan delegation led by Cabinet Secretary for East Africa Community, Arid and Semi-Arid Land Development, Rebecca Maino, and Turkana County Deputy Governor Dr. John Erusi asked the Ugandan government to hand over the Kenyan nationals and serve their sentences in Kenya. Today, 6 Turkana Kenyan nationals were arrested between 20th and 26th February 2023 during the Condon and Search operation in different parts of Karamoja were handed over to Kenyan government authorities led by Turkana County Secretary, Head of Public Service, Peter Eripete. Brigadier Bisorozi urged the Kenyan government to punish the suspects for breaking cross-border ties.
We release and hand over these Turkana suspects. We urge the Turkana County government to penalize those we hand over for abusing the peaceful coexistence and cross-border security arrangements. This diplomatic pardon should not be taken for granted, as it may lead to impunity.
Bisorosi said whoever crossed to Uganda while armed will be arrested and charged in Ugandan courts of law.
Again, you interpret for them. And you are arrested. We shall not hand you over. You will be charged in court. Those who will again be caught violating Ugandan laws will be arrested and arraigned before court and charged for their offences.
Eripete thanked Uganda for allowing Kenyan pastoralists to grace in Uganda and the diplomatic pardon.
Also to take the opportunity to thank the President of the Republic of Uganda, the people of Uganda, and the officers serving here for having accorded the Turkanas chance to come and address in this particular area, because we have suffered, Turkana has suffered, northern Kenya suffered a drought for more than 4 years, and there's virtually nothing they come to.
At the moment, Eripete stressed that they are sensitizing the Turkanas on the cross-border peaceful coexistence.
I want to state categorically that we are not allowing anybody to come and do criminality when you are in the host country. Once somebody is processed over whichever side of the border, even in that person should be subject to the laws of that particular country.
The 8 Ugandan natives who were arrested alongside the 6 Turkana nationals are yet to be arraigned in courts of law.
Private Sector Foundation Uganda Chief Programs and Project Officer Damali Sali has launched Women Katale Season 2 in honor of Women's Day. She says over 100 women small and medium entrepreneurships will showcase their businesses. The media launch was held at PSFU head office here in Nakasero.
During the two-day Women Day Katale event, women entrepreneurs will showcase women's different business entities and business clinics at Umasho Ground on Friday and Saturday. Over 100 women small and medium entrepreneurs will be showcasing products. Damali Sali say that Private Sector Foundation Uganda mission is to enhance business growth and competitiveness for sustainable wealth creation and shared value.
The exhibition space is for women entrepreneurs to showcase them, to show the world that women entrepreneurs exist, women entrepreneurs have wonderful services and products that they want to put on the market. Women entrepreneurs are present, and therefore whoever is designing, even a policy maker, a politician, a technocrat, we want them to know that women entrepreneurs are there, and these are their gaps and these are the needs that they have. That's why we showcase women entrepreneurs during the Katale.
Women contribute 50% to economy, yet they cannot access loans from banks. In this case, Katale would support small and medium entrepreneurs.
The exhibition is open to women entrepreneurs. And this could be women entrepreneurs with disabilities, women entrepreneurs without disabilities. Everyone, as long as you're a female entrepreneur, you will have access to an exhibition. If you call that number that I've mentioned, you can exhibit.
Private Sector Foundation Uganda CEO Stefan Asimwe said women have an important role to play in Uganda economic development.
Commerce of resources, to create that enabling environment, to create those instruments and the tools that support businesses. But we are very, very intentional, and we're looking at 70% of our support going to mainly women, but also mainly younger women. Because Uganda's demographics, if you look at our population, a big chunk of it is by young people, over 75% of our population.
The index also highlighted that women's advancement is hampered by lack of funding and supportive entrepreneur conditions and structural barriers.
Come here is that PSFU has identified the disadvantaged segment of population in business and want to change that dynamic. And that's why we are here, to change that dynamic where the disadvantaged lady and woman in the business ecosystem has to change.
There will be networking between entrepreneurs, market access, social and business development skills, one-stop center facilitated by URA, URSB, UNBS, and Finance Trust Bank, beauty clinic, creative business, and tech clinics.
Men are also welcome. We can't.
After one in the studios of UBC TV, we'll now take a short break, but we'll be returning with much more. Do stay with us.
Sent to transport to the wrong person. Here's how to reverse it with MTN Mobile Money. Dial *165#. Select My Account. Select Initiate Reversal. You will see your last 3 transactions. Select the transaction you want to reverse. Enter your mobile money PIN and you'll get an SMS confirmation that the transaction has been blocked from being withdrawn. And that's it. Please note, only transactions that haven't been withdrawn can be reversed.
This isn't just a girl. She is the future. This is a teacher, a doctor, a community leader, our future president.
This is our family's pride.
This is my friend.
This is the future of our nation.
She is the future of Uganda, and the policies I enact today will protect her from teenage pregnancy.
She is the hope of our community, and I will talk to others about how we must protect her.
She is our family's pride, and I will protect her from child marriage and talk to her about the dangers of teenage pregnancy. We each have a role to play in empowering our teenage girls to protect them from child marriage and pregnancy, because when we empower them, we empower our nation. Protect the girl, save the nation.
Their support meant so much to me. I stayed focused and was protected from child marriage and teenage pregnancy. I will support other girls against child marriage and teenage pregnancy.
Take action. Report any case of defilement or child marriage to the police or call Sawuti 116.
Hey! 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 Hey!
Paying your bills the old way.
Let's go, let's go. Just need to buy some power.
Paying your bills with the My Airtel app.
Bro, there's a line.
You have the power in your pocket.
The power to instantly pay your bills hassle-free. Unlock that power with the My Airtel app. Visit the App Store or Google Play now.
Oh, you're back.
Affordable 4G smartphone in Uganda from Airtel. Now heavily discounted from 250,000 shillings to 150,000 shillings only. Yes, 150,000 shillings only to keep you connected to your loved ones.
Dial *175*94# to activate free 1 GB instantly and 100% double data on all weekly and monthly bundles for 3 months. Get one today while stock lasts from the nearest Airtel shop. With Airtel, the smartphone network.
The Tales of Kasozi, brought to you by Uganda Communications Commission.
Hello? Hello? This is Kasozi. How can I help you?
Hey, Kasozi, my brother. Long time. We last met when we were at campus. It's been a while, but you are the person I'm looking for.
Campus? Really?
Hey, you don't remember me?
Okay, so how can I help you?
I'm stuck in Gulu making millions and I need to urgently send money to my sick mother. But I can't find any mobile money agent near me. I've sent the money to your phone as you can see the message. It might take a few minutes to come through, but I urgently need you to send the money to my mother. Let me send you her number and you send it to her chap.
My friend, I'm afraid your mom is going to die.
What?
Because I don't know you, I never went to campus, and I'm also in Gulu. So can we meet at CPS, we talk about it?
Stay tuned for what Kasozi does next.
Tofera, refrain from unnecessary engagements with strangers over the phone. This message is powered by the Uganda Communications Commission.
Welcome back from that break, and this is Lunchtime News here on UBC TV. My name is Rukidi Edward Kijanangoma. Moving further afield, we go to Japan, and Japan was forced to blow up its new rocket during a failed launch on Tuesday, setting back efforts to crack a market led by Elon Musk's SpaceX. Its space agency had to send a self-destruct command to the H3 rocket when its second stage engine failed minutes after a liftoff. Observers say it is a significant setback for Japan's Aerospace Exploration Agency. The government called the test failure extremely regrettable. The H3 rocket is the first medium-lift rocket designed by Japan in 3 decades. It has been presented as a cheaper alternative to SpaceX's Falcon 9 for launching commercial and government satellites into Earth's orbit. On Tuesday, engineers had aimed to send the 57 million 187-foot rocket into space with a monitoring satellite on board. The ALOS-3 system is capable of detecting North Korean missile launches, but JAXA said soon after the launch that engineers were forced to send a self-destruct prompt to the H3 after it experienced reduced velocity in the second stage of its launch.
And technological competitiveness. The Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency had made the H3 rocket using a simpler, lower-cost engine, including 3D printed parts. The H3 is designed to lift government and commercial satellites into Earth orbit for ferrying supplies to the International Space Station. The H3 rocket was carrying the ALOS-3, a disaster management land observation satellite that is equipped with an experimental infrared sensor for detecting.
China's foreign minister says China-US relations have seriously deviated while warning of potential conflict. Containment and suppression will not make America great. It will not stop the rejuvenation of China, said Qin Gang. Mr. Qin, China's former ambassador to the United States, held his first press conference as foreign minister on Tuesday. The spy balloon saga has heightened tensions between the superpowers despite recent efforts to improve ties. The foreign minister was responding to a question on whether a healthy China-US relationship was still possible as differences between the countries grow. The US called the establishing guardrails, but what it really wants is for China to not hit back with words or actions when provoked, Mr. Qin added. He was referring to US President Joe Biden's comments last month that the US would compete fully with China, but it is not looking at conflict. Mr. Qin said, if the US does not put on the brakes and continues to roar down the wrong road, no amount of guardrails can stop the derailment and overturning, and it is bound to fall into conflict and confrontation. And finally, the head of Russia's Wagner private army says it is not getting the ammunition it needs from Moscow as it seeks to gain control of Bakhmut. The eastern city has seen months of intense fighting as Wagner and regular Russian troops try to seize it. But Wagner boss Yevgeny Prigozhin says his army's lack of ammunition could be ordinary bureaucracy or a betrayal. Ukraine's president and military commanders have agreed to strengthen their defense of Bakhmut. Russia has appeared determined to capture the city for months, but many analysts say it has become a symbolic prize in the war and has little strategic value.
Wagner Group. Moscow sees this city as a doorway to the Donbass. Experts argue the town is small and simply an obsession for Russia's president. And while securing it has come at a steep price, victory could too.
It will be a tactical victory for Putin, but it will be a strategic defeat because he's chewed up so many units trying to take Bakhmut.
Russia's confidence is getting a slight boost, its defense minister even making a rare trip into what it calls Russian-controlled Ukraine, awarding medals to his soldiers. Good luck, success, and come home alive, he told them, before meeting with military leaders where more weapons and training were discussed. The trip comes just one day after the U.S. announced another $400 million in crucial aid.
These contributions are making a significant difference, enabling Ukraine to defend its sovereignty.
For Ukraine, its future remains on the line. But for Russia, it comes down to the future of one man.
He's a dictator who has cast the dice in a failing military effort, and he feels it's necessary to have what he can be sold as a victory in order to prevent some kind of a social explosion at home.
And while Ukraine says it won't withdraw from Bakhmut, it's quickly running out of time and resources. Reggie Cicchini, Global News, Washington.
24 minutes after 1 in the studios of UBC TV, we've come to the end of this lunchtime bulletin. Thank you so much for having kept us company. My name is Rukidi Edward Kijanangoma, wishing you a